Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, I have to think every time. It's week 4.
It's the first day of February after we survived the longest January ever.
Yeah.
God, that month really dragged. But yay, it's February. February of a leap year. So
So a long February on top of a long January.
I really appreciate your optimism there, Jason. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, we
The
have.
horrors persist, but so do I.
Yeah. So we'll see if the groundhog brings any relief.
Have you looked at some of the long forecasts so far?
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah.
There's a chance because we had this nice warm January, minus the beginning of it.
Yeah.
There's a chance for like an Arctic polar vortex to come down, which means that we, prior to that calamity, might have tornadic activity and then potential snow and ice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
of course, I don't want to make jokes about the weather, so I'm not gonna, because every time I put that out there in the ether, it manifests.
Yeah.
I really need some continuity, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pick a season, babe. Pick a season. Like, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. I have said that before too. If it's going to be winter, just be winter. Like if it's going to be spring, just be spring. But
Yeah.
no, it's Tennessee. We got to have all 4 seasons wrapped
I
up into one week.
yeah, I don't want tornado like I don't want tornadoes, period. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Yeah,
That's horrible. But I don't want a tornado and then to have the bitter taste of winter added right to that, because what
yeah,
leads to the tornado is unseasonably warm, muggy weather.
yep,
So we're all going to be svetzing and being like really hot and uncomfortable, and our sinuses are going to be like, this is awful. And then it's going to be like high pressure, headaches for days, and then frigid. By the way, happy Imbolc or St. Bridget's Day if you are into that. That was today or yesterday. One of
I
them.
wow, I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
Now you know. Um, So it's week 4. You had
Yeah,
content just from Professor Cole. There'll be a quiz too going live for you today at approximately 12 p.m., aka noon, aka lunchtime, aka midday. That will be due Sunday the
Monday night.
4th,
Mm-hmm.
before 11 p.m.
I
So you
love
need
it.
to make sure you get that done.
Yeah, and it will only cover the material you got this week. So if you have not watched those lectures, I would suggest that you do that because there's no other material. It's just what you're getting from me this week. And yeah, that'll open up in about half an hour from this recording. By the time you're seeing this, it may already be open. Um, can I say with uh quiz one, I was pleasantly surprised. Uh Now, knock on wood, because I may be manifesting something here, but for the most part, you guys had that thing done long before the deadline. I was checking on it at like 3 p.m. on Sunday, and I was like, we're down to just single digits of people who haven't taken it yet on each exam. I'm sorry, on each quiz. And there are oftentimes times when I'm checking at like 9 o'clock at night on Sunday, and I'm worried that not everybody's going to finish this thing. So you guys, yeah, that was that. Yeah, keep that up. That will be that will help you in the weeks to come. Uh, yeah, and so then next week you will get materials Monday morning, bright and early Monday morning at 8 a.m. from Professor McIntosh. I don't know on my screen, I'm pointing to you, but who knows what they're seeing? I could be pointing the wrong way.
It's magic.
Yeah. And only Professor McIntosh and the third quiz. which will only cover that material that you got from Professor McIntosh. I know it's 3 quizzes, bam, 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 3 weeks in a row. But you had that wow, I almost said bereavement. Not what I meant. You had that reprieve from quizzes for those first 3 weeks of class. I doubt there was any bereavement over there not being quizzes in those first 3 weeks of class. um, what else?
We have looked at your creative project contracts.
Yes.
We should know what group you're going to be assigned to. Probably I'd say by no later than like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, and
Yeah.
we'll contact you. So the way that it goes, although I know Cole explained this in his video,
Yes.
whenever the contracts are completed and they're done, then Jason and I settle things like gentlemen and scholars by rock, paper,
Yeah.
scissoring to figure out who's going to be the or your project. I'm not diminishing your experience either. A lot of students wonder the process and how they are deemed under a certain instructor's care.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tell you, we take things very seriously because we
Yeah.
are professionals. And the way that we do that is 9 times out of 10, it's like, okay, yeah, I don't know anything about that medium, so you handle it.
I was going to
Like
say we print out all of your contracts. We stand at the
throw
top
them.
of a staircase and drop them all down. And I have the top half of the steps, and you have the bottom half of the steps, and yeah.
We put another method that we've used in the past, although it's been a minute, is we would go to where there's a clean space of wall, and we did fix them with some sort of putty that, because we're not allowed to do damage to walls. And then we would just take paintballs, the
Yeah.
kind that you don't shoot children with, like the ones that are like sponges and we just we have our own color and we just kind of like yeet it to the wall. And if the only time that we then have to utilize the gentleman scholar method is when both of us throw horribly
Yeah.
and get the same one. So we've done that before. I think there was something about we had trained local fauna. Some of those wild cats, we had bribed them with treats and let their little kitty fingers toe
Yeah.
beans.
There's the pigeons we had trained to like peck at certain areas, and yeah.
Oh my God, we did have pigeons. Yeah. I'm just remembering the cat method with their cute little came in like a wrecking ball. We have yet to be successful with dogs because they have a tendency to eat. So
They're like, wait, this looks like homework.
yeah, we want to eat that. And I think there was another time where we just put it in like a computer program and it just plunked it in there. But now that we've clarified that, wink, it's not even April Fool's, and yet you're getting tomfoolery. You're welcome. We should let you know I'd say before the end of day on Wednesday of next week, what group you're in, and by that we'll create a special area in Google Classroom. Is like, if you are receiving this message, you are under the care of Professor Cole, or if you're receiving this message, you unfortunately have been tasked with the lady. Also, a couple of you, can I just say, I entered in the extra credit earlier this morning and the sign up sheets were a mess. There was like 7 of them. A couple of you signed that one sheet or another sheet. I must have seen a few of your names like 5 times on different sheets. This isn't I'm not doubting your integrity or saying you're dishonest. I appreciate the scenario, I'm sure, where it's just like a madhouse of people just trying to sign up for their extra credit and you don't know what sheet is yours and you're just putting your name wherever. That is absolutely fine. I understand.
It occurs to me, I wonder how I phrased continue. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I just appreciate very much how many different spelling variations I saw of my name. There's one of you whose handwriting made it look like, I think you were spelling it Sarah, which is not how my name is spelled. My name is not the biblical Sarah, it's the Fleetwood Mac Sarah, which is important. But the way that you wrote it, it looked like it says Satan, and it says Satan and Jason, and I got a good laugh at it first thing this morning. So thank you for that, for bringing joy to my life, because it genuinely, considering we're going to cover Milton and you're going to get to deal with Satan next week,
Yeah.
I found it funny. So you guys can just put Cole and Mac. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah. But
But I appreciate you at least tried to spell my name as best you could, but it's not the biblical Sarah.
when I was looking, because every now
It's
and then,
Fleetwood Mac.
yeah, every now and then I'll make one of these posts about a cultural credit opportunity, and I won't necessarily know, if there'll be a designated sign-in sheet, and I'll sometimes write in it like sign whatever they put out for you. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if I did that this time. But nope, I said just make sure to sign in. Now, I wasn't specific. I didn't say sign in once and only once. So maybe students were like, I don't know, that's a sign in sheet. I'm putting my name on that. Wait, that is a sign in sheet too. I'm putting my name on that as well. But I guess on the subject of cultural credit, I did mention this and made a big deal about it in the syllabus review video. But just in case, I want everyone to remember that whatever cultural credit opportunities Professor McIntosh and I post are just ones that happen to come across our paths, right? It just happens to have landed in front of us and we saw it and so we put it out there. But you guys are welcome to go to your own events as long as you provide us with some sort of evidence that you were there, whether that be a selfie of you at this event or, I don't know, a program or something that shows us that you were there, ticket stub, what have you. Right, those kinds of things are fine as well. Because we've already had a couple of students who emailed and were like, hey, I can't make it to that, or there are going to be other opportunities. You don't have to just go to the ones that we put out. We probably don't want to talk about the exam yet.
No, I cannot handle that right now.
Yeah, well, no need to cause unnecessary anxiety to the students either.
Just let's survive Milton,
Yeah.
the part of Milton, which is a fun thing, and then Orinoco. That's what you have next week with the quiz. You'll get that information first thing. And by the way, a few of you, I just wanted to clarify something. You have access to the literature textbook already, so please make sure you're at least reading the assigned stuff, because you can't just rely on like my lecture notes. I'm not going through it line by line,
Yeah.
like I did, like the Tempest. I didn't read you the thing and I didn't give you a summary of the thing. I kind of hit more about like what you should get from this, and I gave you necessary historical information and contextual information that is meant to help you better appreciate what is happening within the literature while you're doing some literary analysis. I'm not expecting you to be scholarly with it insofar as like you're going to have something published in JSTOR, but you do need to actually read these while also considering the supplemental materials that I'm giving you that are to help make it a little less muddy. So my lecture notes, and I know Jason's are as well, they're not meant to replace you actually doing these readings.
Yeah.
Like you actually have to do them. And at this point, if you can just go and make sure that you're reading the right part, because Paradise Lost is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, in the past, I make reference to funny little moments within this poem because it's an epic poem written by a British dude. Cool.
Yeah.
And it's funny. There are funny moments that happen with this that I didn't assign, but I wanted you to know about it because it kind of helps you better appreciate what Milton's doing here. So in the past, students have written in the exam about how Adam and Eve and yada yada yada. And I don't know how to tell you this, but in the part that I assigned to you, Adam and Eve are nowhere. Like they're not there. That's not it at all. It begins with like Milton invoking a muse, and he's trying to figure out like man's first disobedience, and like Satan has lost, or I should say Lucifer has lost with his legion in the battle against God and the other angels. And so it's like Satan or Lucifer is slowly transitioning from like Lucifer, the light bringer and member of God's holy court, to like slowly falling to the earth, slowly falling into hell. And it's that transition of him and Legion from angel to like non-angel entities that is what I assigned. So I swear, if I read anything about how Adam and Eve and the apple and all that, you've missed the plot. Like you've
Yeah.
lost it. So please focus at least on the parts that I assign, because that's going to be a big, huge indicator when students are giving me information from outside sources when they write about stuff that I didn't assign. So I try not to make you read the whole thing. I love John Milton. I could literally teach an entire class. I would
Yeah.
love to teach an entire class about John Milton, but you didn't ask for that. So I'm just giving you the part that's kind of the most relevant as it deals with our discussions with humanism, and some of the things that are starting to happen culturally. So please make sure you read the assigned materials and only the assigned materials. Unless you're into reading Paradise Lost, and then we can fangirl in my office. It's totally fine. That's all I have.
I think I recall mentioning in my lecture on the Baroque about how much I love the art from the period, and saying like, just forgive me, I'm going to get animated while I'm talking about this stuff. And then I said something along the lines of, when it comes to the Baroque literature, Professor McIntosh is similar.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's all I have.
That's all I got. Make
uh
sure you do the quiz that is covering Jason's content and have it done and completed before 11 p.m. on Sunday, February 4th. Those of you who are traveling, make sure you're communicating with us. Brief reminder of policy. We understand that you're people and you get sick,
yeah.
that you become overwhelmed, that your children become a little bit more needy than like previous times because maybe they're feeling ill or the weather's weird or maybe they've had a rough week. We just need you to know that we will work with you in whatever way we can, but you can't let these deadlines slip. All right. So if you're ill, if you're traveling, you can contact us at any time to communicate that you need some sort of extension or you need some sort of accommodation from us, and we will gladly do that with you. But we can't do it after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, so if we contact you because you just missed a deadline and we're like, hey, you missed it, you get your mulligan, and then we don't hear from you until like Thursday, that's a problem because we're doing our policy, but we can't extend it past the usual deadline. So the moral of the story is we understand life is hard. Life is difficult. Life is a challenge. The horrors persist. But you need to just try and keep us in the loop as you're able, so we can work with you.
Yeah. Yeah. As simple as that.
That's all I have.
That's all I have. Did you have any music to play us out or no?
No, Satan
Okay.
chose not to have music today.
I don't know. It's late Renaissance into the early Baroque, dude. Satan was all about introducing people to music.
Well, maybe I could. Yeah, no, I'm really
Yeah,
no, I don't have it.
All right. Well, take care, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye.